ask just what's the future for the LaBrant family? Like,
we recently came out with this app,
Bearfruit.
Within the app, we do big giveaways once a month. That was something that we were really excited about. The first month we did like $15,000 in giveaways, and this is God just reach out to you, let you know it's gonna be okay.
Thank you so much. This is such a blessing.
There will be a lot of you guys making $20,000 a year, I believe even $100,000 a year. This opportunity because it's been proven. And because Neolife is literally it is a bigger company than so many of us.
He caught himself. It's a multi-level marketing company. That's how this works.
Clearly state that I'm not asking for your money. I don't want your money. I don't need your money.
Guys, the way they structure these courses is like the most evil, slimiest thing I have ever seen.
I can make a little bit of money selling the products, but I can make a lot more money if I recruit people.
The most popular videos on the channel feature their daughter in the thumbnail wearing a bikini or a revealing dance costume. That's weird as
70% male. Lowest percentage is teenage.
So many of you watching this video right now will one day die, stand before God, and expect to get into heaven. And God will look you in the eyes and say, why should I let you in? You can fool everyone around you. You can even fool yourself. But when it matters most, when your eternity is on the line, you can't fool God.
The LaBrant family has branded themselves as the good, moral, spiritual social media family.
All right, are you ready to show them your Bible verses? Okay, what's the first one? Trust
in the Lord with all your heart.
Good job. And what's the other Bible verse? I
can do all things
through
Christ who gave me strength.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Yet recently, Cole and Savannah LaBrant launched a subscription-based Christian app to profit off of their followers, and used that app to rope their followers into an MLM pyramid scheme.
This company called Neolife.
Neolife.
They are a Christian company, which I love.
Beyond this latest debacle, the LaBrants have had numerous claims of operating scams for money, exploiting their children for fame, all the while scrambling to continue the next grift. So, are the LaBrants the good, moral, perfect Christian family channel that they claim to be? Let's talk about the LaBrant family scam and how, in my opinion, the LaBrant family is one of the worst family channels on YouTube.
stand before God and expect to get into heaven. And God will look you in the eyes and say, why should I let you in?
Since today's video has a lot to do with the right to protect one's own privacy, I thought this video's sponsor would be a perfect fit. So let's jump into this video's sponsor, which is Delete Me. As most of you know, your personal data is sold online by data brokers. Data brokers are essentially corporations that collect huge amounts of personally identifiable information and then package it all together to create profiles or listings that have a ton of your personal info. These profiles include things like social security numbers, birthdays, past and recent addresses, and your family's information. This is a huge topic for me because I personally believe that your right to privacy is one of the most sacred things that you can have in this modern digital age. But because of data brokers, anyone can buy your personal details and data. You have the right to stay private and protect your personal information. Not only that, but the leaking of your personal information also comes with a ton of other risks, such as online harassment, doxing, identity theft, or becoming the target of online phishing scams. It seems like nowadays these things can happen to anyone, so online security is essential to stop yourself from becoming a target. Delete Me helps keep your personal information private. I personally use and recommend Delete Me and have enjoyed the experience because it keeps everything in one place when it comes to data security. I can choose exactly what information I want deleted, and their privacy experts take it from there. Delete Me even offers family plans so you can protect your family, since oftentimes when someone buys your information through a data broker, they can also see information about your family members. Delete Me sent me their report for March, and they'd compiled for me an entire detailed report of their findings and what information they had removed for me. They reviewed a total of 341 listings and removed 46 listings. They had found 45 data brokers with my personal information, and 300 total PII, personal identifiable information, was found. They then listed out all the sites where a removal was in progress. When I tell you I'm so grateful for this service because it's a scary thought to think that my personal information or information about my family could be out there. I want to be able to choose what information I share with the public, and I want my family members to be able to choose to have their privacy. If you feel the same and would like to try Delete Me to better protect your online life and privacy, get 20% off Delete Me consumer plans when you go to joindeleteme.com/CWHM and use code CWHM at checkout. And thank you so much to Delete Me for sponsoring this video.
Wow, hearing the LaBrants hype their app with giveaways while branding is this perfect. Christian family hits hard. It's shocking how they we've got into profit schemes. I've seen families like this online. Projecting holiness but chasing cash. As someone who's watched similar creators, it feels like a gut punch realizing their blessings come from roping in vulnerable fans. This sets up the irony, preaching morality while exploiting trust. Let's dive deeper into how they built this facade.
The LaBrant family has over 12.8 million subscribers on YouTube, which they've accumulated through their 12 years of posting on social media since Cole LaBrant's early twerking days on Vine. Cole and Savannah LaBrant even vlogged themselves getting married, as Savannah cried about how unlovable she felt as a single mother.
Someone as godly and amazing as you would fall for a girl who had a 3-year-old. Nobody would accept me or like me since I had a kid. I never thought I would find somebody who not only would choose and love me, but also choose and love my daughter even more.
Which was initially a very heartwarming moment, except for Cole and Savannah constantly talk about how Savannah had a baby out of wedlock, which eventually became a little bit icky.
When you get pregnant out of wedlock, these are just kind of things that happen. We know God designs pregnancy for marriage, and so when it happens outside of that, there's just things that are gonna happen, right? And that came with a lot of sadness.
The gift of waiting is so special because I went through it. I waited with him. I didn't wait with other person. I think the heartache that comes with not waiting before marriage can be so devastating for a girl.
Cole and Savannah went on to have 4 more children in addition to Savannah's daughter Everly, who she had before they got married, and who Cole and Savannah heavily featured, aka exploited, in the early years of her childhood on their YouTube channel to build up the majority of their social media following and their net worth. Now, Cole and Savannah LaBrant are sitting at a net worth of $18 million, all through posting their children online. Let that one sink in. The entire time they've been posting, the LaBrant family has always spoken about their religious beliefs, even back to the beginning of their channel when Cole and Savannah first got married. Cole LaBrant was always the most outspoken about his beliefs, especially when it came to the topic of saving himself for marriage.
Dating is not in the Bible. God did not create man and woman to be boyfriend and girlfriend. He created man and woman to be husband and wife.
We're married. This is my husband. This is my husband. And I love him so much.
No longer a virgin. Hashtag marriage rocks. Feels good to cross off one more thing off the list. Hashtag bucket list. Hashtag buy virginity. Hashtag heaven bound. Bucket list. Get hella famous on Vine. Seamlessly transition into the constantly devolving vlog scene on YouTube, exploiting cute child and attractive girlfriend for majority of views. I really hope that's sarcastic because wow, discover the magic of sexual intercourse with the woman God put on this earth to be my wife. Rock on, man. Your Google searches change just a little bit when you lose your virginity. Hashtag Google, hashtag sex haver, hashtag God made sex so I could do it. And these are Cole's Google searches. How to last longer in bed. Average appendage size. Can guys get pregnant? I see our education has massively failed Cole, unfortunately. I find it interesting that when it comes to Cole's Christian values, most of what he speaks on has to do with sex, as if that's all he's focused on, which doesn't seem very Christian-like.
God made sex, and he made it to be this beautiful, amazing thing that literally creates human life.
It kind of seems very lustful to me, which I thought was a sin. Cole has tweeted things like, I may just wait 20 years for David Beckham's 3-year-old daughter, cause God knows she's going to be gorgeous. Cole also constantly posts about the intimacy that he and his wife have, when the reality is family channels have a decent sized child following because their content is deemed family friendly. And Cole is out here posting things like, guess how long we just got done kissing each other for? A, 1 to 3 minutes. B, 90 minutes. C, 3 to 4 hours. D, 5+ hours. My wife and I just got done kissing for 7 hours straight. Yet Cole simultaneously publicly shames his wife's body in vlogs.
You gotta lose a little bit of weight. Lose a little bit of weight. No, it was a joke. It was a joke.
Most of the LaBrant family content centers around the idea of a perfect family image, and quickly expanded thereafter. Many people have noted that the LaBrants seem to be obsessed with pregnancy. Cole has even said about their many pregnancies throughout their marriage, Savannah's either been pregnant or breastfeeding a newborn for 96% of our 7-year marriage. I hope I still like her, even when she's not pregnant or breastfeeding, cause I can't really remember what that's like. Throughout the LaBrant's entire marriage, they have constantly been getting pregnant, giving birth, having kids, and of course, vlogging the entire experience for content. This is not a new thing when it comes to family channels. We know at this point that babies equals views. So the more babies a family channel has, the more pregnancy announcements, gender reveals, and birth vlogs, the more money they make. But ultimately, this is not sustainable.
I think we're done having kids.
Yeah. I always have like a little inkling in the back of my mind whenever I say that. So it makes me sad.
Which is why, after their 5th child, Anything for Content Cole live streamed his own vasectomy.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, gosh. This is it? Yeah. Oh, that's a big needle. Well done?
That's it. Yeah, you win. You passed.
Thank you.
Because you just simply cannot have children forever. And it's dehumanizing to these children who are their own human beings and may grow up to feel like they were brought in this world only to be content fodder for a YouTube channel. What if I told y'all family content creators are purposefully reproducing just for content? Do they ever just lay in bed normally? Goddamn. Cole has responded to the allegation that he and Savannah use his children for fame by saying, first off, we don't use our children for fame. We hate the fame. It's the worst part of what we do. Savannah and I both had large followings before ever posting our kids. They're our kids and pride and joy, so of course we include them in everything we do now. I see you have kids. I do have a child, and as a parent, I'm deeply concerned with the complexities of social media. As someone with social anxiety, I'm incredibly nervous to expose myself to the broad amount of people that exist online, and I couldn't imagine exposing my child to that. I couldn't imagine shoving a camera in my child's face, asking them important questions about their day instead of interacting with them, then making money off of that and using that to buy myself a car instead of saving that money for their future, or just in general trying my best to protect their privacy in the first place, which is in my opinion the most sacred thing a person can have. In fact, there's an alleged verified insider who claims that the eldest daughter, Everly, does not like vlogging. Hi, I've been an active reader of this page, and I reached out to the mods about some information I heard from someone that is close to Everly. Apparently, Everly opened up to this person that she really dislikes doing the vlogs all of the time, and that a lot of the things she says in the vlogs, she's told to say by Savannah and Cole. Ultimately, the illusion of the LaBrant family is achieved by convincing their viewers that what they're watching isn't work that's being performed, that it's just a natural, organic family life being recorded. But the reality is, a lot of what the LaBrant family does is a performance. It's all staged, and that requires work that they put their children through.
Influencing is a real job. I know, but it is. It's a series of tasks that we perform for money, and that's what work is. It requires a specific skill set, and it requires labor. Now, I do not say this in defense of the influencers who truly want you to believe that they are God's bravest soldiers for taking on this burden. I say this because there are thousands of kids currently doing this job, and their parents love that you don't see influencing as work because it makes exploiting their children that much easier. here.
Those following the LaBrants genuinely believe them to be great influences, great examples of morality, great examples of a good family. And all this is an illusion that they're purposefully casting to their audience and utilizing their children to do so, projecting their own ideas of what family should be onto their children. This girl is seriously a miniature mom, asks to hold him, a baby, every second of the day, asks to change his diapers, even number 2, changes his clothes, gets him out of his crib, puts him in and out of high chairs and feeds him. You're awesome, Posey. I love you, Posey. I could not be more proud of you if I tried. I love how obedient you are, not to just adults and doing the right thing, but being obedient to the Lord. I'll always protect you, baby sister. I'm sure a lot of you watching have had parents who have told you who you are before you've even grown up and become your own human beings. Imagine if someone is doing that publicly on social media for millions of people to see. The parents of the LaBrant family will even comment things from the perspective of their children's Instagram accounts. Name a behavior that isn't labeled as a form of mental illness, but you feel like
the neighbor stories and privacy invasions are infuriating, demanding to check. Phones after a public gender reveal? That's not just audacious. It's a sad reflection of entitlement. I feel for those kids, paraded for views while parents dodge laws protecting them. It's intense hypocrisy, claiming family values but fleeing to Tennessee to avoid child earnings trusts. This makes me reflect on how fame warps people. I've known families torn by similar pursuits. Heartbreaking.
It should be. Making a page for your baby and commenting as the baby. Over the years, the LaBrants have become more and more outspoken on their religious views, alienating some of their audience who disagrees with them and bonding more with a portion of their audience who did align with their views. Like when the LaBrants made an anti-abortion documentary, acting as if they were experts on the subject, and then very controversially comparing abortion to various genocides that have appeared throughout the world and throughout history, inferring that abortion has been worse than all of these genocides.
Family channels are just so fucking weird. The LaBrant family, they released a documentary about abortion. We don't want to give girls choices, okay? We didn't give our daughters any choice once we started putting a DSLR in their face. The LaBrant family kind of just implied that abortion is worse than the Holocaust in their new documentary.
Slowly, the LaBrants began to advocate for politics in conjunction with religion. And the LaBrants advocated for Trump to be elected for the sole reason that he aligned with their religious beliefs. Cole LaBrant: no, I'm not racist. Yes, I support women's rights. Yes, I love all gays. Yes, I love Jesus. Yes, I'm a Christian. But yes, I voted for Trump. And this year, Cole LaBrant posted a photo of himself praying over Donald Trump, advocating for his election.
I met Trump.
Yeah.
I met Trump. The election happened. Everything was crazy. We're not politicians. I don't love politics, so we're not going to get too much into like the political side of things. But I just kind of wanted to share a little bit of my perspective.
Though Cole seems to be the most outspoken online, it seems that Savannah may be the most outspoken in their daily lives. You know that saying, love thy neighbor? Well, according to a verified Reddit post, Savannah hated her neighbors, and her neighbors hated her. From a verified insider on the LaBrant subreddit with the title, Not So Neighborly Assholes. Hello everyone, I've been verified by the mods in this sub. I'm a former neighbor of the LaBrant family, and I have some things to share because they are not good or godly people at all. They are the fakest, attention-seeking human beings, and they are hated by absolutely everyone. Story time. Do you guys remember when they made that video of needing to evacuate because of the fire?
Savannah just texted me. Savannah's taking Everly to dance practice. I was in a tax meeting, but she texted me saying that there's a huge fire right by our house and that we might need to evacuate. So I'm actually going to drive. I was on my way back to the house. So I'm going to drive back to the house, see what the fire is looking like and how bad it is. So we're all packed up. Couple PlayStation for Fortnite. So we got our necessities.
I want to make something very clear. Absolutely nobody, I mean nobody in this town received a mandatory or even voluntary evacuation order. In our town, people were taking care of each other and offering resources, and they decided to exaggerate and start recording. They did not have to leave their home. Nobody did. This fire was 17 miles, 49 driving minutes away from where we lived. They completely fabricated the evacuation order that never existed. Now, this fire happened in in August of 2018, but everyone in town absolutely hated them because a month before this fire started was Posey's gender reveal. And let me effing tell you, this next part still blows my mind. They did the gender reveal in the most public park you can be in this town, which is very close to our neighborhood. If you've seen the video, it wasn't a normal one, and it was a huge deal. There were many people in the park. I was not there. Savannah and her freaking mother pulled up in their little golf cart going house to house, knocking on everyone's door and asking if they had any children living there, and if they could check everyone's phones to make sure nobody recorded their gender reveal. Parents of a family channel doing a massive gender reveal in the park, a public park, and then going door to door of people who live in that neighborhood and demanding to see their phone so that their gender reveal doesn't get leaked, invading their neighbor's privacy is wild to me. The audacity, as if your life is that important to other people. For reasons you could probably guess, considering their entire neighborhood hated them, the LaBrants eventually decided to move from California to Tennessee and made an announcement about it. Though the LaBrants made the move to Tennessee around 2 years ago, this does mean that current day, the LaBrants are escaping the new California law. This law expanded protections to children who are involved in monetized online content, including requiring family channels to set aside a portion earned into a trust for that child. Instead, the LaBrant family moved to Tennessee and bought a $4 million property, all through the money they made vlogging their family and children.
The LaBrant family has listed their Nashville home for $5.4 million.
Whole LaBrant. Woo! We just bought our dream 18-acre property. So excited. Feels surreal. Next up, build a farmhouse, guest spaces, build barn, cows, horses, chickens, and goats, fruit trees, bridge over pond for fishing off, four-wheelers, bonfires, fireflies, playing in the creek, summer pool days, mountain sunsets, grilling out, marriage retreats, neighborhood homeschool barn, worship nights for our kids and their friends, slow life down as best we can with our 5 kids, praising God and asking Him how and who we can serve in and through this dream.
The Photoshop celeb chats and stolen idea, allegations, scream, desperation. It's intense how they manipulate parasocial bonds. Responding to criticism with Bible quotes weaponizes faith, making doubters feel like enemies. I empathize with those ghosted creators. It's a human betrayal. This irony of bearing fruit. While sowing deceit is devastating reminds me of times I've trusted influencers only to see the great.
But Cole and Savannah don't just make money off of their children. They also try to profit from scamming their fans and their followers. Allegedly. The first alleged scam, I can't find any concrete videos on, only allegations floating online, though I desperately wish I could have found something. We'll see. If you end up seeing a clip, that means I was able to find something about this. But there's been allegations that years ago, Cole and Savannah tried to start their own mall and then turn that mall into some sort of strange pyramid scheme, but that, of course, the entire endeavor failed. I remember they launched it and it was a major failure. Also remember them promising they were going to relaunch, but did they ever do it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think from what I remember about this was that you basically bought from their curated selection of things, clothes, books, games, etc., and they made money off of it. You could still buy what they recommended literally anywhere else, but it was a boutique that they picked and it just made no sense. They claimed they needed to rethink the website and there were technical issues, but I think they launched it and it was just a dumb idea. They also played it up like all of you guys will be able to make money from it too if you start your own mall. So it was literally a pyramid scheme. Unfortunately, Cole and Savannah deleted, it seems, all of their videos promoting this mall idea. So this is really all we have to go off of is people's memories of this strange thing they tried to promote, but quickly failed. Now, not all of Cole and Savannah's business endeavors can be classified as very scammy. Of course, they've done legitimate collaborations, and a majority of the collaborations they've done done have to do with Savannah, beauty products, and collaborations with clothing lines. Though a lot of these are just confusing, Savannah collaborated with a boutique called Cupshe, but her collaboration apparently has 349 items. She also has an affiliation with Swirl Boutique, but only has one item in their collaboration. But at one point, Savannah also had her own clothing line called Savannah LaBrant Style. This line was not successful, could be classified as somewhat scammy, and left a lot of fans very unhappy. Does anyone know what happened to her clothing line? I recently ended up on her page for it, and the last post was from over a year ago. Also, a lot of the comments were complaints about not getting orders or refunds. Did she ever make an official announcement about it? In a nutshell, it was a dropship scheme that lasted only a year, with a lot of people losing their money completely and never receiving products. I have personal experience with this. I actually filed a claim with the BBB over it. Everything was so cheap, so I went to Savannah LaBrant Style, should still be active on IG, and nothing looked remotely close to the clothes Savannah wore. Everything felt like a cheap poly cotton blend. Super skeptical, I used Google Images to search everything, and of course I found it on AliExpress. So it's obviously dropship, which explains the long ship times and why everything was a pre-release. I actually paid $12 for expedited shipping. They actually had that on there to steal some of your money, because it would have always been a 3-week wait no matter what, because it was coming from China. I also added the items on AliExpress and it was less than $35. Then in 2020, during the height of the pandemic, when a ton of people were stuck at home, Cole and Savannah moved on to their next business venture, trying to capitalize on all of the people who were stuck at home, scrolling on social media, all through launching their own fitness program, though it shockingly inevitably flopped. Kiss me, baby, because our fitness program with Jim Mondo Official is now live and available for you to work out and get back into great shape with us, all from the comfort of your own home. We filmed this program back in January and had no idea the relevance it would have today. All of our workouts were filmed right in our living room. I feel so much every day when I move my body, but the biggest difference I've noticed is my mental and emotional health. LaBrant Fit by the LaBrants.
Hello and welcome to LaBrant Fit. We are so excited that you have joined us. I'm Cole.
I'm Savannah.
And this is our trainer, Katie. We designed this program, no weights, so there's no excuses. You can do it anytime, any place, anywhere. It's only 20 minutes. If you just started your workout journey or you've been working out for 10 years, you'll fit right on in.
The description for the program says, if you're looking to spice things up in your workout routine, LaBrant Fit is right for you. Cole, Sav, and their trainer, Katie, hand-selected each exercise based on what they enjoy most. But that same year, when answering assumptions on her Instagram, Savannah replied to the assumption that she works out a lot, saying, very, very false. I never work out. I want to be better about this though. Still have a few pounds to lose from Z, so making it a priority to start working out once we get back from our trip, since I'm in the clear to work out now. No wonder people didn't want to buy a fitness course from them. Though maybe their lack of fitness knowledge was evident when Savannah's hair was fully down and styled when they were supposed to be working out in a fitness video. But all of these scams and strange business ventures, they're of the past. Now the LaBrants have
Ending with their immorality laid bare is reflective and fans' financial struggles for MLM gains, pressuring sales of possessions. It's evil, plain and simple. As parents, they should protect, not profit off vulnerability. This case highlights injustice in influencer culture. I've felt that sting watching families unravel online. Let's hope it sparks change. Viewers deserve better.
Have grown. They've had like 3 more babies, moved to Nashville, and we're on the lookout for something serious as a business to really sink their teeth into. Something that's never been done before. So the LaBrants decided to really brainstorm, maybe outsource some brainstorming as well, and came up with a revolutionary idea of starting a subscription-based app service for a course for Christians. September of 2024, the LaBrants started to hint at a new platform. You guys, we're less than 30 days away from launching this thing that we've been working so hard on every day. When we started working on this years ago, we didn't know exactly what God was doing, but just kept praying the same prayer, that he would do with our platform what he wants, that we would get out of his way and he would do something much bigger than us. And seeing what it's turned into today, we're just so excited because it's turned out better than we could have thought. The LaBrants continued making vague updates about the launch of this new venture. In some weird marketing scheme that was supposed to drum up excitement for this new launch, Cole photoshopped conversations between himself and different celebrities and politicians like Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and Justin Bieber, where they're supposedly talking about his upcoming business, and these celebrities are just so excited for him. Then in October of 2024, the big launch happens, and we find out that Cole and Savannah launched an app called Bearfruit, which is an app that essentially offers courses and resources for Christians.
Okay, guys, it's time. It's time to tell you about the biggest thing that we have probably ever done. Well, I mean, we got married and we had kids. Okay, guys, this is Bearfruit. Guys, we built this thing from scratch. I wish that I had something like this whenever we first got married and when we first started having kids, because it's so hard. It's so hard to have a good marriage. You gotta lose a little bit of weight.
This is like an app that you get to bear fruit in your life with.
Anybody, anywhere, can download this and be a part of this community and bear fruit. So we've created courses, we've created curriculums, we've created daily devotionals, giveaways. Oh, does anybody want a brand new iPad? Probably not. Hasn't even been opened yet, but you guys probably don't like any of that stuff, huh?
AirPods, we're doing, and one person is getting all this.
Oh no, oh man. I forgot that the brand new iPhone 6 just came out that someone's getting this month.
There's also a social component to the app with open forums where you can discuss Christian topics with ideally like-minded Christian individuals. They also have bi-monthly podcasts or live streams with the LaBrants and different guests that they invite on, as well as monthly giveaways with prizes for those participating in the app. Now, to gain access to all of this, if you want to be a member of this Christian community and enrich your spiritual life, you have to pay $6.99 a month or a yearly subscription of $69.99.
I downloaded the LaBrant family's new app, Bearfruit, so you don't have to. So first I had to actually pay a $10 access fee because the app requires a subscription for you to access any of the content.
The sad thing is I feel like I can clearly imagine how the brainstorming process worked for coming up with this app. And it probably went something like, we've preached a lot about our moral and religious ideology, so we've gained a lot of Christian followers. How can we profit from that? Maybe we can come up with some sort of Christian business idea and profit from our Christian followers. That's a great business idea. And this quickly becomes kind of hypocritical because many Christians believe that the word of God should be freely shared, not profited from. Some quick Bible verses, for example, is that in Matthew 10:8, Jesus instructs his disciples, freely you have received, freely give. In John 2:13-16, Jesus condemned those who were profiting from religious practices. He said, get these out of here. Stop turning my Father's house into a market. According to 2 Corinthians 2:17, the Bible says people should not sell the word of God for profit. In the case of the LaBrant family's Bearfruit app, they don't offer a free version of the app for those that aren't able to pay but want to participate. They're blocking everything behind a paywall. You yourself can determine whether that's the moral Christian thing to do. A post would be made on the Bearfruit Instagram page where Cole and Savannah explained why Bearfruit was not a free app. They claimed that they wanted Bearfruit to remain just a Christian space, and that if it was open to everyone and fully free, it would receive the wrong kind of people, basically. On top of that, they claimed that free apps require advertisers to run, and this would mean welcoming non-Christian advertisers. I feel like there's Christian TV programs and apps that are free to use where they just use Christian advertising, but maybe I'm just not as familiar with the way those things work. Maybe all Christian media is something that you have to pay ready for, but let me know if I'm wrong. We created Bearfruit because the reality is that having a good marriage is hard. 50% of marriages end in divorce and rising. Raising good kids who actually love Jesus is hard. More young adults than ever before are leaving the church, and becoming the person God has called you to be can sometimes feel really hard. We know it has for us at times. We created Bearfruit because this is something we wish we had when we first got married, first started having kids, and even now more than ever, as we're in the thick of it. In a world where every celebrity mocks God, we proudly want more of God. Redditors pointed out the plethora of grammatical errors in the Bearfruit description and hilariously corrected it. This is the same couple who have chosen to homeschool their 5 children, which is more worrying than anything. Features: instant community with thousands of other like-minded, encouraging, faith-filled people. Giveaways every single month to a special Bearfruit member, ranging from 10,000 cash to dream family vacations and more. Daily devotionals from mentors in our life, pouring the word of God into you as they have with us. Monthly shoutouts on Cole and Savannah LaBrant's Instagrams, promoting Bearfruit members trying to grow their own business, helping give them that extra push through their millions of followers that they may need to get going. Don't get me wrong, I am not the best when it comes to grammar, but I am also not planning on homeschooling my children because of that reason. Christian courses are not exactly uncommon. Even though Christianity advocates to go straight to the word of God, many Christians trying to make money end up creating courses to teach other Christians how to be more Christian-like. Yet these courses always end up extremely cringy, like the Girl Defined course, because somehow they always end up talking about sex. Don't get me wrong, I love the openness and willingness to talk about these subjects. I just find it hypocritical that these are the same people that are shaming others, yet they create these courses to just constantly talk about doing the nasty. Going live in 5 minutes on the Bearfruit app. What are they talking about, you ask? Do we spank? Jesus' second coming and corn. Those 3 words together paint a very specific image. And you're posting this to your child followers and Christian followers. Interesting. And out of all the courses they offer, a good amount of them concern the topic of doing the nasty.
In marriage, how often?
I wouldn't really put like a number on it. I feel like we're in a really good place at the moment.
Golly. Is tonight? Are we?
You know.
Sex during marriage. Spice up your marriage with a spice level meter. Sex before marriage. And of course, finding the one in 30 days, because that's something you should definitely advocate to your followers. 30 days is a healthy amount of time to know if someone is the one you should spend the rest of your life with. Then, in a complete 180, the LaBrants also used the Bearfruit Instagram account to promote what's, in my opinion, their own very specific, narrow-minded views of the Bible and Christianity. A controversial post they made was one that seemed to spread transphobia, and they utilized their new business and app to do so. God made your son to be a son. God made your daughter to be a daughter. I don't agree with this. I'm a Christian myself, but I don't agree with everything that the Bible says. If someone that was born as a boy, but then realizes he feels more feminine and wants to transition into a woman, why does that bother you? It literally doesn't matter what the Bible says. It doesn't hurt anyone and won't affect you. So why is this topic such a big deal? I really don't get it. People are so obsessed with this topic, and it must be exhausting to debate about this. I can't imagine being in this situation myself and feel like I was born in the wrong body, and people constantly telling me that I'm wrong and that it's wrong. Mic drop. Then the Bearfruit Instagram account responded, "You're in the wrong place. You can't claim to be a Christian in one sentence and claim to not care what the Bible says in another. If you don't believe the Bible is truth, you're not a Christian." Something the LaBrants tried to advertise as a huge perk to joining the Bearfruit app and becoming a member were these huge giveaways that they were doing with thousands and thousands of dollars as cash prizes.
Oh no, oh man, I forgot that the brand new iPhone 6 just came out that someone's getting this month. We are actually calling you to let you know that you are the winner of the $15,000 cash.
Family vacations to a Florida beach house that will become something important to remember for later in this video. This made a lot of fans excited and eager eager to join the Bearfruit app. They were legitimately pretty big giveaways, but soon the conditions of these giveaways started to change. Giveaways are something that has existed for a long time on social media and is fairly a normal thing to do. Very soon into doing these giveaways, the conditions that the LaBrants had in place started to change. Members of Bearfruit were coerced into leaving 5-star reviews on the app because the LaBrants told them it would increase their chance at winning one of these giveaways. If you've downloaded the app, we're giving an extra 5 entries for your giveaway chances if you leave a 5-star review. We're going through the names of those who leave 5-star reviews tomorrow. While having good reviews increases the chance of more people using that business, so it's a good thing for the business, reviews aren't meant for the business. They're meant for the potential consumer. Reviews are meant to provide honest feedback so that those who are going to make a purchase decision can make the most informed decision. That being said, these practices aren't inherently illegal. The FTC doesn't prohibit incentivized reviews, only incentives that are material. So the conditions can get really murky really quickly. To further promote that app and get more people engaged with it, there was also some vague messaging about a special members club, with the LaBrants making a post that read, "Creating an app like Bearfruit from total scratch is not easy or cheap, but we did it from scratch because we wanted the freedom to grow this platform and community to cater to you. We're working on making every one of you honorary founding members with special perks within the app." They even claimed that they would reward members for their loyalty, continuing to emphasize this strange parasocial bond with this idea that the more involved you were in the app, the more you put into it, the more loyal you were, gave the product good reviews, got more people involved, the more that you'd get out of it. So again, just very strange marketing tactics designed to get very devoted people involved in the app. Though that wasn't the only marketing tactic they were utilizing, as Cole continued to post these strange photoshopped messages between him and celebrities talking about the app. One Photoshop message between him and Donald Trump read, "Been loving the Bearfruit app, my friend. Free trials was a genius idea. Your followers will really be happy about that. Pleasure meeting you and keep up the great work. Thanks, future Prez. Glad you're enjoying the app. Bless. Elon Musk." Hey Cole, the technology and innovation behind Bearfruit is truly next level. Tell your team incredible job. Would you accept $25 billion for the app? No pressure. Think on it and get back to me. Bearfruit to the moon. Oh no. What? LOL, you know I can't sell it. Bearfruit belongs to Jesus. If he tells me to sell it to you, I'll hit you up. Justin Bieber. Cole, why aren't you texting me back? Why is Cole acting like Justin Bieber is like a whiny ex-girlfriend? Trying to play some Fortnite. Glad you took my advice on the free trials for Bearfruit. Let's go. Sorry bro, been so busy. Squad up tonight? And thanks for the idea, man, for real. Glad people get to join Bearfruit for free now. Yeet. Probably due to the various bizarre marketing tactics and the fact that Bearfruit was initially sold as a platform to help Christians hidden behind a paywall, Bearfruit was initially bombarded by negative reviews. Cole responded to the negativity, calling it a hate group constantly coming after their family. In a separate Instagram story, Cole claimed that the enemy is not happy, along with screenshots of people speaking negatively about the app. For those who are most parasocially devoted to Cole and Savannah, the idea that people were speaking negatively about the app for no reason at all made them want to support it even more. Cole even utilized Bible quotes and follow-up Instagram stories to make it seem further like he was on the side of God. So if you are with him and therefore paying monthly to his business, you were also on the side of God. Someone has a God complex, I think. We have an aggressively angry hate group constantly coming after our family. They really don't like when we talk about God, and they are really trying to take this app down. Being honest with you guys, because I think we have such a unique group of people here who genuinely love Jesus that we don't have to go through this attack alone. Thank you guys for standing with us. And even if this app isn't for you, would you pray these scriptures over the app? Our family and every family joining the community. Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Genesis 50:20. What the enemy meant for evil, God will use for good. John 15:18. If the world hates you, understand that it hated me first. Those not within the LaBrant fandom saw through these posts and the blatant manipulation. It was like they were trying to form or from an army to attack anyone who is speaking out against this money-making scheme that they were trying to create, using their most devoted followers. And on top of that, allegations came out that they may have even stolen this idea from another creator, leaving them in the dust so they could reap more profit. In October of 2024, a TikTok account named Sir Finds a Lot posted a video claiming that the LaBrants stole a concept within the Bearfruit app from them. On April 1st of 2024, they claimed they had a 1-hour call with the LaBrants with what they pitched as a $1 million opportunity.
A 1-hour call with Cole LaBrant to discuss what we presented as a multi-million-dollar opportunity. Cole said, "You have my attention," and we scheduled our exciting call.
The idea that the couple presented to the LaBrants was essentially a homeschooling course to help those who wanted to homeschool their children. In this call, Cole expressed that he and Savannah were looking for something to sink their teeth into. Cole even signed an NDA with the couple to ensure that any information shared on the call would be confidential.
He even signed our NDA to show good faith that what we talked about would be confidential. And we trusted them. I mean, they're very outspoken about their faith. Why wouldn't they be?
It seems like signing an NDA would end up backfiring for the couple. After their call with the LaBrants, the couple recorded a video really excited about this new business venture that they might be embarking on.
It's April 1st, but it's not April Fool's Day. Not April Fool's. We just got off the call with Cole LaBrant for an hour where we gave him our presentation. He really liked it. He really liked it. He was very intrigued. He was very intrigued. He's like, he had no idea what, like, this is perfect for them because they have no idea like about digital products.
Yeah, and he said if this was the #1 moneymaker, his motivation on putting all of his energy into it will exponentially go up.
However, Cole shortly after completely ghosted the couple, and soon they began to really worry when Cole posted a new video where Cole said, "We have 3 really cool, unique business opportunities with what we feel are very like-minded people."
Stuff that we're super passionate about, so it's
not
pretty exciting.
It's not like to make money, but it's actually to make a difference.
Yeah.
The description of their new venture sounded strikingly similar to what we presented to them.
But they didn't have a copyrighted business idea in place. So legally, it's really hard to say if they have a legitimate claim if Cole goes and does something similar with another person, which is really unfortunate, but the reality of what a lot of crummy business people do. But freaked out that their idea had been essentially stolen, the couple sent a message to Cole for clarification. Cole reassured the couple that he was not pursuing the business venture that they discussed on their call. But when the Bearfruit app was launched, there was a homeschooling course within it, which was the business idea they presented him with.
So concerned, I sent Cole this text, just flat out asking him, where he said no, and if we were to do that, it would be with you guys, no worries there. And according to Reddit and the homepage of their new Christian business, they are in fact doing a homeschool course, which is what we described as their bread and butter. We just wanted to share our experience to see what you guys thought. Does this seem right to you?
The couple claimed that they would eventually release a full video detailing everything once Bearfruit was launched, but they never did. In fact, their original video has since been deleted. Many people have speculated that they've been silenced by the LaBrants, maybe utilizing the original NDA they signed, but it's hard to say. When it comes to apps, copywriting, or alleging stolen intellectual property, those are really hard claims to make, especially in the legal sense. So they might have just deleted the video, not wanting to get into any legal trouble.
We are actually calling you to let you know that you are the winner of the $15,000 cash.
Aww. Thank you so much. You're gonna make me cry.
Early this year, in January of 2025, Cole made a post claiming that the launch of Bearfruit went better than they expected. However, he and Savannah had taken notice of their members' deeper needs. Cole claimed that he noticed that the most concerning needs his members had were financial and health. So through prayer, Cole felt compelled to create a financial opportunity where members could join him for weekly Zoom calls. On the app, we do big giveaways, while we also tried to better understand some of your guys' deeper needs. Two big things constantly come up: financial needs and health needs. As Savannah and I have prayed, something I've felt led to add into my schedule each week this year is an opportunity for 20 of you guys to join me for weekly Zoom calls, where we aren't just handing you a giveaway, but showing you a way to create and provide for you and your family that far outweighs a giveaway, with an end goal of having all 20 of you making a reoccurring $50,000 annually 12 months from now. I'm only looking for 20 very, very serious and committed individuals, 18 plus. Please only reach out via email if you're very interested. Email labrantbusiness@gmail.com to learn more. So essentially, this sounded like a huge opportunity where you could learn from a social media master millionaire himself how to make $50,000. All you had to do was send him an email letting him know that you're interested. Cole claimed that throughout doing these said previous giveaways, two things constantly came up: financial needs and health needs. First off, are you a doctor, Cole? How do you know someone's health needs? All of this immediately sounds very fishy. It sounds like a giant red flag. Because also, if all of your followers have financial needs, why are you charging them money for an app? Immediate alarm bells go off in anyone's heads, especially if they're familiar with MLMs, network marketing, and pyramid schemes. This is often how an MLM opportunity is marketed to people. A multi-level marketing scam is a deceptive business model disguised as a legitimate sales opportunity. Multi-level marketing companies rely more on recruiting participants than selling legitimate products. Your sole job is recruiting others under you to become part of the, pyramid-shaped business model.
As a pyramid scheme grows, it becomes increasingly difficult for new recruits to make money. Pyramid schemes are illegal in most countries, but they can be difficult to detect. They're presented as many different things, including gifting groups, investment clubs, and multi-level marketing businesses.
Not all MLMs are illegal, but many toe the line between illegal practices, such as vastly overstating potential income claims as a way to rope you in. And many MLM companies operate under a similar business model as a pyramid scheme, though they'll fight tooth and nail to deny it.
Vima Nutrition Company grew quickly, becoming a global operation that brought in 30,000 new members per month at its peak. There was just one problem. While the company generated $200 million of annual revenue by 2013, the vast majority of participants earned less than they paid in. Vima was eventually charged with operating a pyramid scheme.
After Cole's vague Instagram post about this opportunity, if you sent him an email through the email he had posted, you ended up getting a bizarre email about how you'd been selected for this opportunity. Special opportunity? I need to know if anyone else sent an email after Cole posted that story, and if you got an email response with the invitation. I want to know if they sent it to every single person that replied, because it made it sound like I was chosen, and I need to know if that's a tactic or true. Everyone got an email, and then a second email right before it started to remind people, and then a third with a recording of the Zoom. There was 900 people on there. The Zoom call about this special and unique opportunity was co-hosted by Alan and Nicole Blaine, who Cole described as his coaches.
Hey guys, this is the first ever Zoom with lots of you guys in here. I am co-hosting this with Alan and Nicole Blaine. They are my coaches.
Hey, virtual fist bump, Alan Blaine here, and I help ordinary people live extraordinary lives.
Alan Blaine owned and served as CEO of a $40 million real estate investment company with, I don't know, a desire to use his power and riches to leverage himself into a position where he can exploit even more people. Alan transitioned into network marketing.
About 4 years ago, approximately, maybe 5, I got a phone call from a very close friend of mine. He asked me and invited me to take a look at the business. For almost a year and a half, I believe, I told him no. Mind you, I'm on 100 flights a year back and forth to California, running a $40 million company with about 50 employees and a lot of stress and a lot of work that comes with that. And we have 6 children that Nicole homeschooled. I feel sorry for others my age that don't have abundant energy, that can't keep up with their children and run triathlons and run a business and do all the things that, you know, God's allowed me to do. I just feel so fortunate to have my health. Wow, that's inspiring. That challenges me. I want to do more, bigger, faster, better.
Now, Alan is a multi-millionaire through both his former business and his current MLM structure.
Over the course of a little under a year and a half, we were able to build that business to a 6-figure income. I resigned my position as CEO and began doing this full-time and have done it full-time ever since.
Alan and Nicole host 3-day biannual health and wellness retreats and are currently developing an online biblical health course. Another Christian course. Sounds familiar. They also have what they call a couplepreneurs luxury beach retreat using their beachfront mansion out in Florida. Here's where things get interesting. Cole calls Alan his coach. Alan runs a coaching business and a couples retreat out in Florida. Redditors have also claimed that though Alan, Nicole, Cole, and Savannah all live in Nashville and likely first met there, that Cole and Savannah have rented out Alan and Nicole's Florida home and even use it as a giveaway prize. That's right, when you can win in a giveaway a luxury family vacation, you take a trip to Alan and Nicole's luxury beachfront mansion in Florida. It's something with Alan Blaine, who's an author, speaker, and lifestyle coach. He's the guy who they rent the Florida beach mansion for Thanksgiving from every year, and who they've done shady beach house vacation giveaways with. All of this did make me wonder, truly, legitimately, let's think about this. Are Cole and Savannah smart enough to start an app, a subscription-based app that does courses on Christianity all on their own? Don't get me wrong, the sheer amount of grammatical errors within the app and its promotional material definitely leads me to believe that Cole LaBrant was involved in the writing of the app to a certain extent. But just think about it. Cole and Savannah LaBrant are not engineers. They definitely did not develop this app on their own, but they've also never started a business on their own that was successful in any way. The only close comparison could be Savannah's dropshipping boutique that never even sent orders out, and it was from AliExpress. Most of the businesses that Cole and Savannah were involved in, they were only the faces of, while other people did the majority of the work behind the scenes. So I don't know if it's just my inner skeptic, but I'm starting to have a hard time believing that Cole and Savannah are the brains behind Bearfruit. Potential stolen ideas aside, they probably needed the help of an experienced entrepreneur. Enter Alan Blaine. On the Bearfruit app, both the provider and the copywriter is credited to John 14:6 LLC. Now, if it was simply Cole and Savannah's copyright that they owned, or another LLC provider, I don't know why they'd go out of their way to provide such an obscure name like John 14:6 LLC. When you look online, what comes up for John 14:6 LLC is a company in Florida, registered by Robert S. Swain, who's an attorney. In the Bearfruit terms and conditions, it alleges that the company is registered by the same name, John 14:6 LLC, and is also doing business in Florida. Though the addresses are slightly different, I won't have them on screen just in case there's any doxing involved. Now, all of this could sound absolutely unhinged and have no connection. I just find it a little bit strange that Cole and Savannah met Alan and Nicole in Nashville and bond over their shared passion for, I don't know, making money and Christianity, the LaBrants vacation to their family home in Florida and start promoting that home in giveaways. Then a little bit later, they launched the Bearfruit app, which also is copyrighted by a Florida LLC. Giveaways become a more and more frequent thing, and suddenly Alan and Nicole are involved again, funneling those who are involved in the giveaways into joining their MLM. It leads me to believe that what ends up happening with the Bearfruit app was all pre-planned and orchestrated. Before we get into this Zoom call that took place with Alan Blaine and Cole LaBrant, I want to give a huge shout out to Hannah Alonso, just an incredible creator overall on this platform lately, but also for the fact that she obtained a recording of this Zoom call and covered the whole thing in such a thorough, educational, and professional way. From what I could tell, there weren't many other sources online of this Zoom call, so I wanted to provide something straight from the source, as well as give Hannah all the credit she deserves. Once the Zoom call got started and there were 900 people on the call, Cole tried to relate to his audience, saying he grew up with nothing, so he knows how they feel, basically.
Why are you guys here? You guys are here for one of two reasons or both of two reasons. You need a job and you need money. I'm very aware of that. And you need better health for you or for your friends and family. I come from a very normal family. I'm one of 6 kids. I don't come from a family of money. I don't come from a family of success or any of that. So I'm just very aware of the average American, the average person's needs.
He then tried to play into their Christianity, thanking God for blessing him in Savannah with so much opportunity.
I get a lot of unique opportunities that I'm so blessed with. And this is one of them.
Not acknowledging that their constant monetization of their children is also what afforded them their lifestyle. Throughout the call, Cole continues to utilize the principle of scarcity, a psychological tactic intended to create a sense of urgency, making people feel like they must act quickly before an opportunity disappears.
And that's intentional. That's something he was likely coached to say by Alan and Nicole, his coaches that he keeps mentioning, to set this up as something that is exclusive or limited.
I do believe that 12 months from now, there will be a lot of you guys making $20,000 a year, $50,000 a year. I believe even $100,000 a year plus through this opportunity, because it's been proven, not because this is some numbers that, you know, I'm trying to sell you on or hype up or anything, but because these are numbers that, you know, Alan and Nicole have seen.
He claims that this business opportunity is not for everyone and only a select few will thrive. This is not a sales pitch at all. Cole said instead, this is an opportunity for you, before revealing that this opportunity is indeed an MLM scheme with Neolife.
So here's the opportunity. There is this company called Neolife.
I could go on and on about the company Neolife itself, but essentially Neolife is just another of the numerous MLM companies that sells health wellness products with another cult-like founder that's just a aging white dude. It started with a dream. This is the story of an ordinary guy who dreamed big enough to accomplish the extraordinary. His dream of accomplishing the extraordinary was just scamming a bunch of people. Jerry Brassfield, founder, chairman. Out of all the terrible financial decisions you can make, the FTC lists joining a recruitment-driven MLM as the worst. Behind gambling and even participating in a no-product pyramid scheme. This is because only 0.4% of people actually make a profit in these business models, whereas 99.6% of people lose money. Just make $1 in addition to the money that you spent, and you technically made a profit. So yeah.
Many multi-level marketing companies make it all but impossible for members to profit purely through sales. Many pyramid schemes also capitalize on already existing trust within churches, immigrant communities, or other tightly knit groups.
What's so sad is Cole's followers came into the call probably hoping and strongly believing that Cole was going to provide them a legitimate source of revenue. But then when they caught on to him advertising an MLM scheme, the numbers on the Zoom call significantly instantly started to drop.
One of the people who attended this Zoom call live told me that once Cole dropped the name of the company and people woke up to the fact that they were being pitched an MLM, people started to actually leave the meeting.
Even during his pitch, Cole himself nearly stated that the company was a multi-level marketing company, saying that Neolife is a multi before trailing off, which that's how you know you have an issue, when you're not supposed to say the business structure of the company you work for.
And because Neolife is literally a it is a bigger company than so many of us
he caught himself
are aware of.
I think this is a great sign that overall most people have wisened up to the harmful nature of MLMs. Along with the rise of social media, people started to share their negative experiences with MLM companies, and regulatory agencies like the FTC cracked down on deceptive income claims. In 2016, Herbalife, who also sells nutritional supplements, had to pay $200 million in a settlement with the FTC for misleading its distributors. The company specifically misled people about income potential.
Recruits were told Herbalife products help to treat heart disease.
24 years ago, I had early congestive heart failure. Nothing worked.
And even helped one woman get pregnant.
I'm 40 years old, got my first pregnancy.
Comments will all be positive under the post. Most likely those are coming from all other distributors, but I digress. Financial freedom, free cars, staying at home with your kids. All of these are the absolute best case scenario for the top 1%. And all of this, everything that I just said, is impossible to do in an MLM without having a gigantic downline of recruits underneath you.
Additionally, the rise of anti-MLM communities on YouTube, Reddit, and TikTok led to a decline in recruitment. A lot of you who have been on this journey with me for a long time probably know that's how I started my own YouTube channel, speaking on this topic. I personally think that the anti-MLM community is an example of real people sharing their real lived experiences and creating an online community speaking out about harmful issues and practices so that the public can be educated and not harmed by something. I think a very similar pattern is taking place when it comes to family channels, which is why it's ridiculous when people say that those speaking out about these issues are just speaking negatively or being haters, when you can clearly see the positive effects taking place with regulatory agencies taking notice of these issues that online communities are speaking out about. Today, a lot of people have been publicly educated on the recruitment patterns of MLM companies, so it's not surprising that a lot of people in the Zoom call picked up that this was an MLM recruitment scheme.
It doesn't need me. It doesn't need any of you to succeed.
Cole, where are you going with this? Neolife actually does need him. It does need you. It's a multi-level marketing company. That's how this works.
And when you join Neolife, the company statistics show that you have a very, very little chance of making any money. Definitely not earning the $50K that Cole claimed was his eventual goal in his Instagram post about this special opportunity. That's because only 6.3% of people involved in Neolife are what they call business builders. This means people who are active and earn over $500 a year. Only 6.3% of people in the company earn over $500 a year. Does that sound like a great business opportunity to you?
Especially in times like today, financial hardship is more than ever. Groceries are more expensive than I've ever seen them. Gas, inflation, it's really rough out there right now. And this is the time where a lot of people get sucked into these things because they've been told you will be able to help your family, you will be able to be financially free. And the reality is, no, you won't.
On top of that, MLMs are marketed as an additional source of income, passive income as they call it. But MLMs require an extreme amount of time and effort to be able to make any amount of money. You have to go out, boots on the ground, and recruit people, convince them to pay a significant amount of money to join you. And let's be honest, most people aren't that convincing. The only reason why Alan and Nicole are is they already had a massive mansion. So when they're saying, hey, I know what I'm talking about, I'm a successful entrepreneur, people are likely to buy into it. If Joe Schmo next door, who's already struggling financially, is telling you to buy into his business and he's gonna help make you rich and successful, are you gonna do it? No. So why should people join Neolife? Well, Cole claimed that the reason why Neolife is special is because it's a Christian company.
This is one of the things that really interested in me was the Christian aspect of it. And just how much marriage is brought into this company, families stewarded into this company, Jesus is just shown all throughout this company. They are a Christian company, which I love. That is the reason that I believe in this. They have a Christian founder, Jerry Brassfield. They have a Christian CEO, his daughter, Kendra Brassfield, and they are incredible people. They lead so many people to Jesus through their business. Any company that has Christian leadership that is truly leading people to Jesus, that is, we could work for and try to make money and try to help people through a lot of things, but if it's not Christian and Jesus oriented, then at the end of the day, I'm filling somebody's pockets who has different beliefs than I do. So that was really important to me.
This type of marketing is known as faith manipulation, a tactic used by businesses and influencers to gain trust and loyalty of their audience through appealing to people's faith. Upon first look, nothing on the Neolife website makes any direct religious affiliations, making it more obvious that Cole is informing his audience about the founder's religious identity in hopes that it'll help them buy what he's selling. Cole then started his pitch into how those who were still in the Zoom call at this point were going to really need to invest in this business. Invest in a business where you're statistically going to make less than $500 a year? Sign me up. He tried to compare the investment that he was asking of his followers to the investment that he and Savannah made into the app Bearfruit, claiming that he and Savannah spent $200,000 investing in the Bearfruit app.
With any kind of business that you start up, there's always some kind of investment, an investment of your time, an investment of your energy, an investment of your finances, whatever it is. Whenever we launched Bearfruit, I'm talking to you guys if I was talking to my family, it cost us $200,000 to build the app.
Ignoring the fact that they're rich and successful influencers. But now he's asking his followers, who he already identified are struggling financially and apparently with their health, to invest and give money to him and be part of his Neolife downline. After the Zoom call ended, Cole sent a follow-up email to his followers telling them how they can get this process started. How can you get this process started? All you need to do is pay money. A lot of it. A ridiculous amount.
In an email that he sent out to all of the meeting attendees afterwards, you can see that you're gonna have to pay for a promoter kit in order to join the business opportunity, but that promoter kit doesn't come with any products at all, so you're also gonna have to buy the products separately.
The business startup kit costs $75 USD, but you can't just buy a business startup kit. That's not enough. You apparently have to purchase an additional kit as well. You could do the Core 3 kit, for example, which is a little over $203. Or you could do the Weight Loss Solution kit, which is a little over $241. Meaning in total, you'd pay a little over $316. Once you place your order, you will be locked in to this order monthly. Your bank account will be charged that amount monthly. So let's use 12 months as an example, since Cole said that it would take 12 months to get everyone to make $50,000, which we already know statistically that's extremely implausible. Members would be expected to spend $2,500 within that 12 months on average. If the LaBrants convince 100 people to sign up for Neolife, the company Neolife makes $250,000 off of the LaBrants' following. If you didn't attend this Zoom call meeting, you still received a follow-up email.
Right after this Zoom call ended, they sent out this email to all of the attendees. It says, "An urgent message from Cole and Savannah. We hope you were on the amazing Zoom call we just had. We were aware that some of you were not able to get on after we maxed out Zoom's capacity. If after watching the above replay you're interested in being considered for my team, please complete the following application no later than 11:59 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday, January 11th. Here are some screenshots of what the LaBrants application looked like. They want first name, last name, cell phone, and email. Your Instagram username, likely to see how big of a following you have or just to check that you're a real person. They want you to select your desired monthly income, as well as asking how many hours a week you'd be willing to invest in your Neolife business.
They also asked how much members are willing to invest in starting a business. All of this was supposedly to narrow down the members of the LaBrants' special 50K club to an exclusive 20 to 30 people. Supposedly, this 50K club was chosen, but even if you didn't make it in, you received an email saying,
"As Savannah and I have thought and prayed about this, we have decided to still invite you to be a part of our Neolife team."
In a secondary Zoom call meant to answer further questions about Neolife, Neolife, Alan reassured viewers that they could make full-time income from Neolife. He didn't specify a time frame, but claimed that he and Cole created a plan to get recruits to make $50,000 to $100,000 per year, all within a 1 to 3 year time frame.
Can I really create a full-time income, and how long will it take? Yes, you really can. How long will it take? I can't answer. We've set with Cole a plan in place to help you get to 50K a year, 100K a year in that 2 to 3 year window, 1 to 3 year window, let's say that. And we have the utmost confidence that you can do that. But I will say, we've had people that joined us 10 years ago, right when we started, almost 10 years ago. They still haven't done it. So it is going to be whatever you put into it.
It's going to be whatever you put into it. Basically saying that your success has nothing to do with the structure of the company or us scamming you. It's because you didn't work hard enough.
Most of the people who called in to talk to me about their experiences with MLMs, they were told by their higher ups, by their upline, that if they couldn't make sales, it was their fault, that they were trying hard enough, that they weren't motivated enough to make money.
Yeah, sure, maybe you put 50 hours into trying to recruit people, but no one signed up. That's because you're not working hard enough. Just keep buying more Neolife products. Somehow it'll work out, and then you'll get passive income like us and not have to work at all. The logic is there, right? Alan also addressed the initial investments into the business, saying that people who were invited to the 100K club were expected to spend $2,000 on products. Those invited to the 50K club were expected to spend $1,000. If you weren't invited to each club but still wanted to work your way up to eventually be trained by them, you were expected to spend $300.
I can't afford even to start as a promoter with the $300 option. We said $300 option for those that weren't invited in the $2,000 100K club or the $1,000 50K club, which most of those dollars are just bigger product investments.
Alan and Nicole have imposed these $300, $1,000, and $2,000 investment requirements to be a part of their clubs because they financially benefit from your purchases. The more you spend, the more money they make.
The wild thing is, these are not Neolife set requirements even. Statistically, the profit rate is abysmal, so the drop-off rate is probably very high. The Blaines, having probably known this, are trying to get as much out of their initial recruits as possible before they inevitably realize they've been duped and leave the business. It also makes me sick because on their questionnaire, the LaBrant specifically asked how much people were willing to invest in a business, with slots for less than $500, $500 to $1,000, $1,000 plus, or $2,000 plus, exposing that these questions were just used to funnel people into specific clubs and then get that initial investment money from them.
Something clicked in place for me right here. There was a question on their Google form application that I showed you in the last video, and it asked them, how much are you willing to invest? And the options, looking back now with this context, were less than $500, $500 to $1,000, $1,000 plus, or $2,000 plus. How much do you want to bet that whoever said that they would be willing to invest $2,000 or more were automatically invited to be a part of their 100K club?
The LaBrants utilized their faith, which many followers felt bonded to them through. Now, probably those same followers checked off on a box how much they were willing to invest in a business, thinking the LaBrants were going to legitimately help them. Meanwhile, that information was just used to see how much money they could take from those followers. The exact same followers they acknowledged were struggling with their health and finances. When people said that this price was out of their budget, Alan told them to get resourceful, even suggesting they should sell their possessions to obtain the money necessary.
And I've always said, if you lack resources and you don't have $300, I'm just using round numbers here. I'm just saying, I've had to look people in the eye and say, if you lack resources, and we've been there, then you've got to get resourceful. We've had people sell sewing machines. We've had people sell couches. I'm not saying all of you can find a way to come up with 300. I'm not saying that, but I believe most of you could.
He is really out here encouraging people to sell their possessions to be able to afford to join their Neolife team.
Not even acknowledging that this was going to be a monthly reoccurring cost. So how is that even something they could maintain?
A former member describes the ways she was pressured to push the limits of her financial security in order to be in the MLM. Quote, I was urged to stop paying my bills to invest in more inventory. I was urged to get rid of television. I was urged to pawn my vehicle. I just had to get on anxiety anxiety meds over all of it because I've started having panic attacks.
I mean, in my opinion, this is true evilness at its finest. Alan even makes a comment insinuating that the viewers are dispensable, stating Cole could just make another post and find more applicants.
Cole could make another story and get thousands more emails. So it's not about trying to convince you to do something you don't want, but you've come this far.
God, it is so slimy.
You've come this far, so why not just commit? This seems like a subtle fear-based control to make people afraid of losing out on this opportunity. Unfortunately, I'm sure that the LaBrants have already gotten a few of their most dedicated followers to pay thousands of dollars to join this Neolife opportunity because they've followed the LaBrants for years and believe and trust them. The LaBrants marketed themselves as a morally good, maybe even morally superior, picture-perfect family. Of course, morality is subjective, and no matter what, as a person living in this world, there's probably someone out there that's going to think you're doing something immoral. This is often why people turn to religion in the first place, as a way to define morality in a complex world. But even the interpretation of religion can be subjective. Ultimately, I've always strongly felt a greatest sense of immorality and injustice when a person in a position of power and privilege takes advantage of a person in a less privileged position than them. This is why I personally believe things like MLM companies, family channels, and influencer scams are at their core incredibly immoral. And ultimately, that's why I believe Cole and Savannah LaBrant are huge hypocrites and one of the worst family channels out there. But who am I to say? Let's let their actions speak for themselves. And that's all for today's video. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. If you did, comment the spice level you think